Hello, we're back. Okay, I think everything's good. Let me know when you start hearing me so that I can try and guess what the delay is. I will take these off now. How are you all doing? Everyone back, ready to go. Here is the link for anyone who hasn't already done it. I will start off with a very brief recap so that we can all get an idea of what's going on. And then yeah, I guess we can dive straight into it. Hello, Corey and Space. Glad to see you here. The Novelcrafter team is here to answer any questions if you've got any. So we started off amazing, and Corey can hear me. Hi, Joe. Oh, it's a mod party. Um, it's just everyone online, the mods and staff now. Hello, Emery. Good to have you. Nice to have some consistent company through the day. Hope you enjoy this final session. So, as Emery knows, we started off with some initial brainstorming. We had some ideas pre-stream just to kind of keep the idea original. Hello, Jean-Luc. Nice to have you here. And then we went into kind of generally what happens in an Arthur Conan Doyle story. Oh, hello, Kat. Yeah, 8 in the morning. Oh, thank you. I'm honored that you're here. It's fine. Like, as I said in stream one, join us here and you can always go back and watch the other stuff. Like, it's not like you'll be able to see everything on the document and stuff. And like, it's always fun to join the live vibes. But we started looking at the kind of average structure of a Conan Doyle short story. Built up an initial codex, and did some brainstorming. We did brainstorming on both Toppy and Claude. We did a little bit of a vote on what story we wanted to do. Brainstormed those characters. We made a nested entry for characters so that we could easily refer to them. Then we did some work with GPT and Sonnet 3.5 developing those characters. And then at the end of the first session, we kind of got to a little bit of planning, but we ran out of time. So we did some Toppy generation, and we just basically were like, as soon as you start giving it too much, it's kind of like flunks out, although it was great at initial idea generation. Breathe. Session 2 was kind of the first half we spent kind of fleshing out the plot. We defined a genre, and then using the same prompt in chat, we asked for some summaries, and then we kit bashed the different structures. So we took those. I've included what we had here, and then I asked chat to reorganize it into a way that was easy to extract. Then we had AI absolutely trash what we'd done, except it didn't actually, but it was kind of like saying what needed to be worked on. And a lot of the stuff was like, add more descriptions, write the actual prose. So I was like, okay, let's just begin. My process for this with the stories is I'm going to try different chapter beat styles for each scene. So my first one was a very chaotic Kate style. I wrote some prose first. I then did a beat that was kind of like a bit of a stream of consciousness beat based on what I knew from the chapter. And then I took that, generated some beats. They are included in the story, which you will all get access to at some point. But in the snippets, I have my beat kit bashing doc, and then I took those and put them in the actual document so you'll be able to see that for each beat. And I've made my first scene. And then so it was a very similar kind of style to just my stream of consciousness rather than being pre-plotted. Chapter 2, then we've got the actual session 2.0, which is now. So what my plan is for this first scene, I'm going to slightly tweak the prompt, but only a slight tweak, and we're going to include everything in snippets and in the document for everyone to follow along. And I'm going to do a kind of the style I'm going to do is like a scene brief. So I'm going to put the entire scene as one beat and get it to generate the entire scene and see how that goes, because that is like we say use beats, but that's more just like chunks of writing, because like especially if you've got a long scene, you might not know how you want things to play out, or the AI might go crazy, and sometimes it's just easier to control in little chunks. But we're going to, with this one, do very much a kind of scene brief style thing. What I wanted to do before all of that is new codex entry, sickness symptoms. Because we know that we've got this illness that is going around, and I put it as, what would you put sickness as? I guess maybe law or other. I'll put it as other. So we're going to do symptoms. And then in this chat, we had way at the beginning, kind of like asking about the what toxins could cause plague-like symptoms. So we can say fever, chills, of the skin and skin lesions. So we know that arsenic is like a widely used poison in the 19th century. Yeah, so I think the issue that we have with this is because we're trying to do a short story. I was finding it really hard to be like, oh, the sickness is getting worse in people. It's kind of like, because of the short story nature of it, I was like, oh, I can't have all these subplots that I'd want. But it's kind of like a good way of, what I'm gonna do to navigate that is have different people at different stages in the illness, so that there's kind of that equivalent. And then to kind of tackle the bit of like all the buboes, the Dr. Kelly is the only one that's allowed to access the patients, so he can hide what actually is making them ill. Is my idea. Okay, so we have sickness symptoms. We have our short stories are something that I'm starting to like dip my toes into this quarter. But yeah, they're so hard, like so much harder, because you've suddenly got to be concise, and I ain't got time to be concise. Okay, so what I'm thinking of doing is so we're gonna make a scene brief. So setting, first class dinner room of the Matilda Briggs. And then because of that, I'm like, okay, well, what does a first class room look like? So I'm going to open thread. Haiku, general chapter research. Chapter 2 research. What were the dining rooms like in a 1890s first class passenger and cargo ship, such as the Matilda Briggs? Okay, I can pin that. I might make a codex entry of it as well. I mean, I'm assuming that Sherlock travels first class because. Actually, I'll open that chat there. Um, um, actually. Uses for subplots. Yeah. We have. I'm still spelling passenger wrong. Yep, Corey's giving me an endless list of all the things that I need to include or do in streams. But subplots can be hard, like keeping track of them and like knowing where you want to go with them and not having them dominate. It can be really like that can be actually really difficult. I often lose track of my subplots. Okay, so we're going back into the right interface. We've got the first class dining room of the Matilda Brooks. Characters. I'm going to say the captain will be there. Holmes. Kelly and Jennings. And Zhang Wei. Do I not have? Alongside other unnamed guests. No, I'm not going to participate. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, because obviously I've got this characters and customs official, isn't it? This is the point where I am going to archive the customs entry. So Space was asking, I've got characters with nested entries. Is that intentional for the scene brief? So that was for when I was doing brainstorming and wanting everyone's names. However, now I don't need every character. I'm going to get rid of that. Himself. Holmes briefly thinks Jones can to watch them sit together and eat, making small talk until Holmes is able to ask about the. They sit together and eat, making small talk until Holmes is able to ask about. I was about to say towards the end of the stream, and I meant towards the end of the meal. Kelly. Disinfect the table. Okay, so scene brief. Sherlock spends a moment at the entrance, observing the room and those within. He notices one woman looking pale. He is beckoned over by a man sitting nearby, who introduces himself as Kelly and his companion as Jennings. Holmes briefly thinks of Jennings as akin to Watson, in his appearance and general demeanor, as akin to a young Watson. They sit together and eat, making small talk until Holmes is able to ask about the illness plaguing the ship. Kelly goes into great detail, to the point of bragging about his knowledge. Jennings is uncomfortable and makes his excuses once he has finished eating. Kelly keeps talking. Towards the end of the meal, Holmes notices the woman from before is coughing, looking as if she's going to be sick. She collapses into her husband's arms. Kelly leaps up and ushers the two away. Holmes notices the staff immediately go and disinfect the table that she was at. Okay, so we have our prompt. And now what I want to do is we've got our beat, like our scene brief. I wanted to get the symptoms. Put that here. Chapter 2.1. And then I'm also going to do make a snippet. General purpose scene Let me go into the docs. So if you go docs.novelcrafter.com, you can get to like all our documentation as well. I'll put that in the chat so you've got it if anyone wants it. I'm just going here for copying the prompt, sharing prompts. And then I'll copy and paste the prompt into there. So if we go into prompts, general purpose, I'm going to clone this, leave all the same models, but I'm going to change what is going on slightly. Continue the story and write and write 1,500 words or more. I'm not expecting it to get 1,500 words or more for everything. For the following instructions only. Oh, brief. Write 1,500 words for the following instructions only to write a... Because this is like a scene, I'm just thinking if I can do anything like slightly different. But I don't want to do too many changes. I just want to change like a little bit so people can see. So I might just do to write this scene. I'm curious to see if that will do anything. Copy to clipboard. Are we ready to see how this is going to go? I'll start with my old favorite, new favorite, Sonnet 3.5. Okay. That's, yeah, I mean, bated breath, but I'm not mad with that. So I'm sectioning it so that I can easily copy the content. Discard. Now I'm going to do Gemini Pro. Okay, 700 words. Again, not bad. Like it's interesting to see what it's writing and like we'll read it to see how it actually is doing. Interesting. I mean, in Gemini, it seems to be doing all right at that. Jennings, Kelly, Sigerson, and they've never referred to him as Holmes, um, which I'm impressed with. Kelly. I think, to be honest, I don't know if it's needed even because I've got. So, what I did was in the thing, I've not put their first name as an alias. So, the system only knows to use the surname. Oh, did Sonnet 3.5? No, that's done surnames. So far, anyway. People were liking LZLV. This is very summarized, I can already tell. And one more. One more. GPT, I think. Or I could try Wizard. I'll try Wizard. Let's see how Wizard does. Everybody shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. I'm still waiting after all this time. Ever did. I'm still standing. Oh, I said the game was afoot. Brilliant. Okay. I think Claude will probably be what I end up going mostly with, but you know. I don't mind having long descriptions because that feels very like, or like, I don't know. I maybe get some of a lot of it is dialogue, so maybe it's something I might edit out later. But oh, I accidentally copied that out. Oh my god! I'm thinking of a train. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's a Kate blunder. Okay, well, if they all have assigned tables, maybe he gets called over. Like he's gonna head to his table, but then gets interrupted. Corey, I don't know if you know about the I like trains kid, but I've now got that in my head, and I'm like just imagining a train coming and crashing into the ship. She seemed to struggle. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Astef. Like, I've not checked to see if they've done any recently, but yeah, such a big fan. Hello, Akello. It's good to see you too. We're just doing. We've been doing scene briefs. We're doing different types of beats. So you've just missed us generating some scene briefs. In my next kit bash, I'll find a phrase for this bit. I'm just putting in a thing. Oh, okay. There's a new one. Oh my god, I need to look that up now. Well, not now because I'm writing, but soon. I like trains. Oh, okay. Can they be? Oh, okay. If they were assigned to a table together, that also makes sense. Get all this cutlery. Something. Um, fidgeting. Um, with, um, dissuaded? I'm kind of imagining now as I'm writing this that this story is like Holmes has written a letter to Watson during his time away, and like he can never send it, but he's using it as a way of like bringing routine into his life. Yep, this is a caring husband. I was like, Oh, did he? Oh, that. Oh, that's actually really sweet. He missed, or like he. Uh, is unbecomely a word? I don't know. Pardon me. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. Um, becoming. Most unbecoming. Yep, that makes more sense. Thank you. I think I was thinking of comely. Comely? Calmly? I don't know. But thank you, Copista. Um, this wasn't the work of this wasn't the work of I don't know. Um Wait, when was Florence Nightingale? uh, or was it 1840s? Semmelweis. Yeah, the Crimean War, which was earlier. So, but Semmelweis wrote the initial paper, I believe. So, okay, so that's the rough. So that's 725 words for this scene. I need to. So that was from the stuff that I've got from the first bit of thing. So I mean, you can see kind of how long it takes. Uh, I think I prefer that description. Okay, actually, that is a. I do like Gemini for like the occasional descriptions. Like they're very good. Yeah. That's interesting that both models, completely different, have been like beef was the main meal and it was disappointing. I mean, I guess, but it's just like it's kind of impressive how much beef. I was like, I guess they just needed to get rid of the cow population. Was it Mrs. Hudson that did most of his cooking? Was he very partial to? just food and inconvenience to, yeah, it's like he's got to do something other than thinking. God, how stressful. Wow, digging deep into the history with the Crimean War of 1853. Yeah, no, we're going like full out. Like if we got to research stuff, we got to research it. We're realistic workflows. We want to get this as good as we can get it. I'm going to do another kit bashing pass or two. We are getting this first draft to a good standard. And then, well, I mean, we were going to be editing it again this session, but I didn't have time to get that far. So we'll try and get as much of the story done. Backend. Oh, I couldn't help but notice the resemblance between Jennings and my own dear Watson. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, well, I had in the previous chapter that there was Spirit of Hartshorn was used, like this like very like ammonia-y smell, because I was kind of going for something akin to bleach. But yeah, carbolic acid we could do as well. Ha. um okay, that doesn't work. Description notices the woman. There's an eagerness in Jennings' eyes. Back with you. Okay, well, we know that this hasn't got the character of Holmes. That's fine. Okay, so I do want to. I need to work out this bit. Okay. So then I'm wondering, do I do another? I mean, to be fair, Zhang Wei wasn't even mentioned then. Do I need him as a character? I don't know. I don't know. Because originally he's going to be like part of the smuggling. I guess. No, I guess having another figure would. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to do another scene brief here for chapter 2. Like both scenes will have scene briefs. Um, Okay, Holmes takes himself for a walk around the ship in the evening, exploring and noting the layout and security measures. He scrutinizes passengers and crew alike as he passes, looking for signs of the same illness. Um, um, Holmes slows down. So you'll be able to see here that, like, whilst I'm asking for a lot of words, it doesn't always get. So, no, while the prompt asks for 1,500 words, this is just to push the AI as far as we can go. It won't always do that many if it doesn't think it needs to. In these cases, add in more instructions or action. Oh, wait. I'm not meant to be editing. I'm meant to copy and paste it and then move on. This might be a case where I need to give more instruction, which is fine. It's just... Part of me is like, sometimes these conversations, you're like, will the reader work out these things? It's like, we kind of need them to stay more hidden. But then again, I remember I'm not trying to publish a novel. This is literally a short story as an example. It's okay. Remember your audience. The audience is the learning bit, not the actual content. Do any of you have plans for the rest of the day? I guess there are a lot of Brits who probably won't be doing much after, but you know, is there anyone else that's got things going on after the stream finishes? This is writing a lot. Oh my god, 1,700 words. Wow. Yeah, I know. It feels like it's going on forever. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's getting attacked. That's insane. Okay, well, that's going to be a journey for us to read. I liked the Gemini start from what I remember. Uh, I mean, I'm adding in the to digest because I like the idea that it's a play on words of both digesting the food and digesting the thoughts, and it makes me feel clever to add things in. Marie says that she is polishing a scene so that AI has a sample chapter, and then you're gonna try that scene beef prompt for the next scene. Nice. Yeah, no, I think, and to be honest, you can like the scene beat prompt that I did there was so minimal changing. Like you could just change whatever prompt you use, like change whatever prompt you use for the back end, and then just add in the scene beat as your scene brief, and it'll work. It should work really well. Right. Oh my god, AI-isms. I can't do that again. Okay. All ready to bunk down, but okay. Let's see now what this one has. We're just I mean, I guess this is kind of more similar to a beat where I'm kind of if I'm kit bashing in trunks. So I'll keep going this way. Despite the oh, I was kind of imagining it does kind of sound like third person, but I was kind of imagining him being like him thinking of them as something that isn't himself. He's like, despite the moustache and glasses, he's like he talks about his mind, but it does sound third person. There. Watson was injured during the Crimean War and isn't part of his backstory that he was a medic receiving the dead after the charge of the Light Brigade. Maybe. Although isn't like the Light Brigade in the 50s, and I think Watson's only in his mid 40s now, so he'd have been like a kid, unless Conan Doyle's not fully. What war did Watson fight in? He fought in Afghanistan in the late 1870s. So the Second Anglo-Afghan War. The Crimea was a little bit before his time. Okay, let's. Yes, no, you're right about like the thing, but it was the Second Anglo-Afghan War, not the Crimean. Um. Oh no, don't worry. I mean you were mostly right, but yeah, no, I was thinking the 50s was a little bit um early, but I had to check with Google, so I mean it's not as if I knew that off the top of my head. Having a second monitor makes secret searching that much easier. um I tilted my head towards the voice. Um, I've now completely forgotten what I said 30 seconds ago. Where you said you, what did I say to make it think four full of? Oh, four screens. Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, my screens are full of tabs. Like so many tabs. It's crazy. And then whenever I take the monitor out, suddenly it's like they all go to this tiny laptop, and it's like, um, maybe something in there, but I'm not sure. To be honest. Oh wow. Um. Oh my god, this the captain's been attacked in this version. Oh my god, he's been killed. Okay, well this is not Sherlock. It's completely made a different character now. Swarming onto the decks. What's There's an explosion. What on earth is going on? Oh my god. Oh my god, they've just pushed Sherlock off the side of a ship. What the hell? Like, AI is crazy, man. That is okay. Well, that chapter's like, 1,200 words. Yeah, I mean, this is ending up being a fairly short story. If although to be fair, like things might get longer as things go on, as I edit. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes would never panic. Exactly. It was just like suddenly like, wait, what? He'd just be like, he'd know who did it immediately. Yeah. Maybe they've taken in influence from a different Sherlock Holmes source. Okay. What have I promised you? Let's get you some prose. Like these are probably extend when like it comes to analysis and edits and yada yada, but finish that. One thing about Claude 3.5, still doesn't get language that well in terms of like the nuances and different things. Okay. What time is it? It's 5:30. So we've got half an hour left. Does anyone have any requests on style of beats we do for the next chapter? I could do, or I could try and do some pantsing, kind of like very brief, kind of continue the story. Um, I could do some like dialogue beats at some point, although I think I'd do dialogue beats later when yeah, I would do dialogue beats here. Um yeah. I mean dialogue beats kind of just intend on you knowing the conversation is the only issue. It's like unless you know what you want to happen in a conversation. So like I will get to them at some point, but I do need to finish. I need to do more of the story so I know what that final conversation will be. Um hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna put this later. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into scene beats from summary and see what we get. Okay. I could copy these as beats in the sense of like go to extract, copy like that, but because I'm going to combine some, I'm not going to do that, I think. So Finn says the problem that writing effective beats, it's a real slog. I know I want my character to rob a bank, win the girl, escape from the fuzz, and fly away in an airship. Oh, and the characters are dogs. Hey, that's great. Um, but yeah, it is. I think that's kind of like it's easier to say what you don't want than what you do. Yeah, that could easily be. Yeah, I think it's kind of you can write with AI, but you also need to know how to write an effective scene so that you can guide AI. Like AI isn't the one-click solution everyone thinks it is. Like for a cohesive story, you do need to have some writing knowledge and like know how to prompt those scenes. And I think that's kind of as much a skill. Like it's as much a skill learning to prompt AI as it is like writing it by hand because you still need the same background knowledge. It just makes the writing itself faster. And like you can get some really good prompts out there that do help. Um, but unless you can kind of look at something and be like, yes, this is good, then it's very hard to get or to know whether your output is good or bad. Um, I mean, definitely like quality in equals quality out, like in terms of prompting. Um, but like, yeah, I think it's really important to kind of have an idea of what you want to happen in a scene and like how long you think it should happen, how many words it should be. Like in a lot of my write with me's, I have so many like in my normal Novelcrafter interface, I have like 5 different versions of the same prompt, each with different word counts, because I know how many words my um thing is. Um Kat says she usually asks for beats in sound scene structure, which gives goal, conflict, rising action, climax, and resolution. And John Luke says I use a prompt to write the prompt, like what details to add, the outline, and it does help keep the AI on track. Yeah. So I'm gonna try Kat's. Let's try this again. Um, try again now using beats in the sound scene structure style, giving the scene a goal, conflict, rising action, climax, and resolution. Let's see how it does. I mean, I might still give 12, but we'll see. I mean, is it just on the same? Okay, it's not. Like sometimes I find when generating the beats on here, it's like it's very like specific actions. They're not like 200 words worth each. Oh, Finn was saying, but that can be a single huge beat or 300 tiny ones. Yeah, I mean, AI isn't good enough for one huge beat yet. I would definitely recommend 300 tiny ones over one huge one any day. If you want more control over the story. I think how many beats you do depends on how much of a control freak you are. Like I am, I like having a lot of control over the output text, because I have an idea of what story I want in advance. But if, but I think that's it's everyone has different styles of writing, which is great. Like we need that for variety. Yeah, no, I don't normally use this. I just thought I'd try it. I mean, I'm curious to see just what the general purpose prompt will give me. Yeah, I think, yeah, if you've got like different writing, I think knowing how much the prompt will output is important. Because if you have like, I don't know, X and Y greet each other, that's going to be like, I don't know, 30 words. If you have like X and Y secretly meet up in Y place, and reminisce about the last 30 years in detail, that might do a lot more. Okay, I like this. Goal, conflict. Oh, I was hoping I could extract that as one big beat, but no. Let's copy this. I mean, I am going to change these myself as I'll like edit them, but right. Okay, this is a very interesting format. I'm not sure if I like this. In terms of how, like, I mean, it's very. Oh no, no, it's nice to have like chat. It's nice to have people like there because otherwise I'm just trying to work out what to say, and I'm like talking into the void. It's always nice to have someone else to talk with. I mean, this is going to be a chapter entirely of action, practically. Yeah. So essay Vera, it says I write my own beats because I know how I want the scene to go. Yeah, I do that as well a lot in my like actual practice. I mean, you see here, I'm kind of pretty much rewriting it because I know what I want for these initial bits. Um, so I'm kind of doing this as so. See, chapter 3 is using very like short to the point beats and kind of like instructions. So show his movements, use his senses. I'm kind of doing this as a very much a I am telling you to do these things rather than describing what he's doing myself. Again, the general purpose prompt. Oh, to yeah. Thank. We can swap over. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot that I was doing the shorter beat this time, and that's why it's only 300 words. Ha. Chap. General purpose. Gemini. I'm gonna try that again. Just because it feels a bit disappointing a response. Nope, no, it's just disappointing. Mistral large? Mistral large. If Mistral medium gave me like an essay. I will apply and bring it over because it's the point of learning, but it's not great. What model shall I try for the final one? So like for other chapters, I will try different ways. Like I'll probably try some different prompts coming up and see what's there, but interesting. That started off very similar to Sonnet. I mean, I'm pointing to the screen as if you can see here. Okay, let's begin our kit bashing. What I'm going to do is have as a default Sonnet. And then I can add in details from others as we go along. That's kind of usually how I do it. I'll have my favorite generation as like the base model, unless I want to rewrite loads of it. I waited. Oh, has he? Oh my god. Well, that makes the whole like not using sensors. I mean, I was figuring this wasn't even low light. It was like no light, but I can. There you go. I have got around that. Holmes is awesome. Remarkable powers, carefully cultivated of seeing in the dark. Holmes is like, dude, what the hell? Like, I was about to say modern day superhero, superhero of old. I mean, I'm gonna go on the Dungeons and Dragons rule that even if you can see in the dark, everything is kind of like black and white and very hard to make out stuff. Um, but yeah, we'll forget this for maybe. Holmes is awesome though. New snippet. This is going to be the last beat I do. I don't know if I'll have time to kit bash it, but I'll generate all the pros. Um, okay, interesting. What am I doing? Words, words, words. Um, 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 Scene beat. I like the use of the fighting though. That was a decent fight scene. Oh, lol. That's the wrong thing. This beat. But yeah, for everyone who's left, like, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me on this journey. It's been a crazy day. I mean, there is still a lot to go, but it's been fun. I think I will end it at 6, or like, end it now rather than continuing because I can feel like I'm starting to flag. I might do. I can always do another stream of this again if people want to see more. I mean, you will get to see the story when it's finished. But I don't mind streaming it because that's just then getting to do stuff. And like, if you guys find it useful. But a lot of it will just be repeating the same kind of processes. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Corey. Glad you can make this one when you're finally at a decent time period. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Joe, as well. Like, yeah, it's nice to, yeah. This short story's taking me a lot longer than I thought it would, but I mean that's not necessarily a bad thing. I guess it's just because there's a lot more detail in it, a lot more scenes, trying to work things out. I seem to be getting about 600 words per scene on average, which is fine. I might need some more scenes in there then to get the kind of length that I was originally going for. But on the other hand, things might change. But it's a good start. I'm enjoying it. I think it's kind of, it will have a lot of useful things for people to see. I'll just name that. And eventually we'll be able to include more details, help people out more. If there's anything that is unclear in these streams, let me know, and we can try and address that in the Notion document. Obviously, there's not been as many notes in this session just because it's been writing, but hopefully seeing the brain dump to story synopsis has been helpful, and kind of giving you an idea of how to do this in your own work, which is the main point of these, is to let you go and see how you can take the ideas that you have in your head and make really awesome stories out of them. Oh, I'm glad you've enjoyed it too, Kat. Yeah, have fun watching the first two. The first one especially was a lot of fun because it was like all that beginning stuff, just trying to work everything out, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Not sure when we'll stream this again. Need to talk to the team and work out everything. But we'll let you know as soon as we know, and it'll all be on YouTube and Discord and everything. As always, join the Discord. It's awesome. Everyone helps. And Novelcrafter is not as complicated as people can make it sound sometimes. Like, literally ignore anything you don't want to use and just use it when it's needed. Make your codexes as big or as little as you want. Like, at the end of the day, the AI is getting better now, and it can start like discerning stuff. If you find something gets mentioned too much, just delete it. Like, the easiest way to get started is just to start. Which is, I know it's easier said than done, but it's, yeah, just start, enjoy yourself, have fun writing. Like, that's what I do on these streams. I just have fun writing with you guys, and I learn new things every day with like my process, and yeah. Well, I will speak to you soon. Bye.